Hello there, everybody. This is Wednesday, the 20th of June, and today I'm talking about beware of the learn, do, teach business approach. The learn, do, teach business approach. I mean, sure, sounds good, right? Learn something, implement it, and then teach others. Sounds like almost a perfect way to run a business and build a business. There's no doubt about that. But let me share this with you. It's a simple business model, that's for sure. But many people stuff this up. My name is Pridit Vekan, the Village Marketer, and as always, talking to you from my little Thai village way up near the Cambodian border. And today I want to share some thoughts with you about the learn, do, teach. But before I do, let me say hello, Mark Davis. Good to see you from Melbourne. Thanks for joining me, mate. All right. So let's look at this. Learn, do, teach. Why do people muck this up? Why do they make such a mess of something that is so darn simple? Well, here we go. First things first, learn. Now, it's awesome. We all need to keep learning. There's no doubt about that. It's really important for us to continue to learn. Bill Pickett, thanks for joining. Libeth, thank you for joining. And Lynette, thank you very much indeed. Okay, good to see you guys. So, yes, we need to learn. There's no doubt about that. Because the day you stop learning is the day you're dead in the head, right? Okay, but you got to make sure in the learn, do, teach business model we're talking, right? In the learn aspect, make sure that you're actually learning the right things. Okay, this is critical. And you want to make sure you keep focus. One of the biggest problems I see are people who lose focus, who really just go from one place to another, okay, and get nowhere online. And the problem is this: they don't identify and prioritize what their needs are when it comes to learning anything. This is a huge issue. And you know what they fall prey to? Some of the very best copywriters in the world put together sales pages for things like webinars, right? Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with webinars, but they have some fantastic sales pages that go with them. And it can convince the people who aren't sure where they're going and they haven't got prioritized in terms of need. They think, oh, I must go and watch that. Yes, right, okay. So immediately you lost focus, okay? And whether it's a good or bad webinar, the bottom line is this: it's not in line of where you should be going. If it is in line with where you're going, completely different kettle of fish, right? Just be careful. Webinars are another shiny object syndrome. They work very well, and that's why people spend a fortune putting together sales pages for them, because they're great educational tools and they're great sales tools as well. So, one, identify and prioritize where your needs are and learn what you need to learn. Doesn't matter how good this sales page is for a webinar, don't worry, it'll be there, it'll come back again. And probably the next time come back even better. So don't worry about that, okay? Secondly, how do you say this? Don't just learn for the sake of learning, okay? Ilya, thanks for joining. Gina, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Meg, good on you. Now, don't just learn for the sake of learning. Now, I'm going to tread on some people's toes here, but I'm going to say it anyway, okay? The bottom line is this. If you've got a background in teaching, hands up, I had to, 16 wonderful years. If you have a background in teaching, then there's good and bad news I've got for you, okay? The good news is, when it comes to the learn, do, teach business approach, the good news is you've been taught and you've expressed skills in communication. That is fantastic. That is really good. Those who haven't had your experience will battle with this bit until they get to know how to do it more effectively. And they won't have the confidence you've got as an ex-teacher. No doubt about that. But there's a downside for you as well. Because more than likely, you went to some college or university and you got taught a whole range of stuff, right? Then you went teaching and you taught what you were taught at university. Okay? They taught you, you taught somebody else. That's basically what it is. That is the danger you've got when it comes to an online business person, okay? Because I can tell you, if you just learn something okay, and then try and teach somebody else that without implementing it yourself, then really you are heading for a huge problem, because you really don't have the experience to share what that is. It's not the same as doing a university exam, right? Completely different. We are now playing with people's lives when it comes to their business future. And if you just go into Google and learn something and it's a good idea, and then share it with somebody else, and even worse, charge them for it, right? Then truly you're a fraud. You really are a fraud, because that's just theory, and anyone can do that. People don't want that sort of information. And in fact, they probably wouldn't pay for it anyway. They wouldn't do that. So if you're a bookworm, right, or an ex-teacher, and you just keep learning and never implement it, then that's just another reason why you may be procrastinating a fraction here, right? And the learning is your reason for not being able to do anything with it, because you've got to learn some more. You've got to be a perfectionist. You've got to get all this done, right? So please, if you're just going to keep learning as part of the learn, do, teach business approach, I can tell you right now, you'll end up with information overload, information overwhelm, and you'll be a mess. As an ex-teacher, I learned this the hard way, okay? I really did. I actually started to learn and then try to help other people before I taught it myself. Deadly. Do not do that. So what I did was, and I'll give you a quick example. I learned about affiliate marketing when I first started, okay? Made some huge mistakes with affiliate marketing, but I persevered and I learned about it. And then I made money with it, okay? This is important. And I used both low ticket and high ticket items. So I was experienced at both ends in terms of affiliate marketing. And then what I did, after I made some money with it, I actually sat down and I wrote down what I actually had learned and what are the huge mistakes I made. And I created some blog posts for that. And I also did some free training. And the idea of that was to build my reputation. So in learning, for example, the affiliate marketing thing, the learn, do, teach was for me to end up with build my reputation, because I implemented and then I shared with people what I learned. The next one was blogging. Made a huge mess with my blogging, right? When I first started, I thought the world was going to come and see me, and didn't happen that way, right? But I learned the hard way again and got successful with blogging and built my blogging community. And by the way, that's the basis of my email list today. But I haven't written a new blog post for nearly 6 months. I do blog pages every day, but not a new blog post, okay? Now, there's a reason for that, but that's not part of this particular video. The key issue is this. I learned about blogging, okay? I learned from the mistakes I made. Then I learned how to market my blog posts and how to build my blogging community. And then I've shown people how to do that as well as part of my coaching program. Another one was social media marketing. I can tell you right now, I wasn't involved with this stuff. I thought it was for kids, especially teenagers, right? Until one guy in particular, I'll say who his name is Kim Willis, gave me a shot in the pants and said, Peter, wake up to yourself. Facebook is where it's all at, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he was dead right, I was dead wrong. He taught me about social media marketing. I got hold of it pretty well, loved it, could see where it was coming from, could see all the money I was leaving on the table, and I apply it to this day every single day, okay? Video marketing, another thing, okay? I was taught about video marketing by one of the top YouTube guys, okay? Now, I don't teach video marketing, okay? But I'm just sharing you what I learned. I learned video marketing from one of the top YouTube guys, okay? And then what I've done with that since then is given me the confidence to do what I'm doing right now, which is Facebook Lives, okay? And I also help people how to get started in basic video marketing. I'm no video marketing expert, but I can get people started, give them the confidence to get going, right? Another one was, for example, traffic. Everyone wants traffic, right? Well, yep, me too. I learned about the free traffic, which is like the organic traffic from social media marketing, which is brilliant, absolutely superb, right? And also paid traffic. And in particular, for example, I used to use a thing called solo ads, where you pay someone to send your promotion to their email list, okay? That worked for me for a while, but I made some huge mistakes. For example, I was getting great opt-in rates. People were opting in and joining my email list. It was really good, okay? But you know what? They weren't doing anything else. So I thought, so I learned a lesson. And I actually help people with this. I'm not a social media, I'm not a solo ad specialist either, but I can show people how to go about getting a better result from it. And I mean, pretty simple stuff. Build a relationship with the seller before you do anything. That's what it's all about. Okay. Next one was, and by the way, with traffic, what did I do with that? I don't sell traffic. I created some opt-in lead magnets and built my list using the expertise I'd learned from traffic, free in particular. And another one was leads and sales conversions. That's my baby right now. That's my focus right now. How to get quality leads and how to convert the darn things and how to make your sales business work for you. I'm still using that, and that's part of my coaching right now. So you can see the learn, do, teach for me. There's some examples what I've done. Let's look at the do bit. Ada, Margaret, good to see you. Thank you. Sanjay, thank you very much indeed, guys. The do bit. The do bit of the learn, do, teach. The do bit is to implement what you learn. Okay? Implement what you learn. Don't just sit there with it and have another training program. Use the darn thing. Now, what I'm saying is this. Here's the clue for you. When you implement it, keep a journal. Keep a log of what you do. Okay? At the end of every day, I used to actually just take out my phone and record just for 5 minutes what I did when I implemented what I'd been learning. Okay? And sometimes, in fact, I stuck it in a book like one of these books and just kept a note of it, okay, of what I was doing. This is critical. Keep a journal, keep a log of what you're doing when you're implementing your learning. Why? Because this is the bit that you're going to sell. This is the bit that you're going to sell. This is the bit that people will pay you for, right? Because the bottom line is this. When you journal your experiences, okay, and then later you start to teach people, you can actually sell what you've learned by sharing your experiences. In other words, try it first, implement the training, and then make sure you actually are sharing your good results, your bad results, what to avoid, what you should do, all these aspects. People will love that. They don't want the theory. They want your experiences, okay? And your experiences are critical. Your results that you get from it, that shows you've done it. You haven't got to be an expert. Okay, you haven't got to be an expert. Just show people that you've tried this and it's worked for you. Now, if it hasn't worked for you, obviously you're not going to sell it, right? But when it's worked for you, share with them real life examples, real life case studies, stories about your successes and failures. People love that stuff, right? And also what goes with those stories are the feelings that you had. If you can put that together into a package, I can tell you that's powerful. That is truly powerful way of taking the learn, do, and teach. And the last bit I'm talking about was the teach bit. In other words, one key issue for you here. Share those things in your experience, etc. But in your promotions, if you are teaching something, you can either do two things. One, you can show them and tell them all the what to do in your promotions, but not the how. If they want the how, that's what they pay you for, okay? Or you can give them everything, the whole shooting match, okay? Everything, all your experiences, all your results, all your case studies, all the whats, all the hows. You can do all that if you want, in the hope that they will take an upsell from you, which comes back to you when you can take them to the next level. In other words, you've got them to this level. If you want to go even further, come with me. They've seen what you can do so far. You've built a reputation with them. You've built know, like, and trust with them, and they will probably take you up on your next offer. So that's the learn, do, teach. Can you see now where I'm coming at? It's not as simple as it looks. There are things you need to avoid like the plague. And one of them in particular is to learn something and then teach it without implementing it. That is critical. And when you implement it, make sure you share what you learn, the good and the bad. People love that. Okay? There you go. Learn, do, teach. Call to action. 16 years as a school teacher and loved every minute of it, right? Just did it too darn well. They kept promoting me, right? And then 35 years in sales and marketing. So I've got a pretty good hang up about hang up. I've got a pretty good handle, not hang up, pretty good handle. That's a bit of a faux pas. A pretty good handle about how to communicate with people in terms of, especially in terms of sales and sales challenges and marketing. If you need help with that, reach out. Send me a personal message if you're watching this on Facebook, either on the replay or on live. If you need some help with your sales conversions and getting the right leads, okay, send me a personal message. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave me a comment. In the meantime, many blessings from Thailand. Thanks as always for sharing your time. Joanne, Singh, Ken, Margaret, Doreen, thank you, Ada, everybody. Thank you very much for sharing your time. I never take your time for granted, and I hope you get some value from it. Until next time, all the very best from Thailand. Bye for now.